Hi everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Today we're going to do some Sunday meal prep. I don't need to do a ton of meal prep, but I would like to go ahead and get my lunches and my breakfast ready to go so that I don't have to think about it. And I may go ahead and get some chicken marinated for dinner one day this week. So if you have not already hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you're informed of upcoming videos. And if you want to know right away when I post a video, hit that little bell next to the subscribe button, and that's going to send you a reminder each and every time I post a video. So with that said, I'm going to turn you around and let's go ahead and get this meal prep started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get some brown rice cooking in my rice cooker. And you guys see me use this all the time. But what I thought I would do is I would put together just some quick little prepared lunches so that I had some rice, some veggies, some extra veggies, and then maybe some chicken to go along with that. We're gonna see how far I get today, but I'm hoping to get at least that full lunches pulled together. So you've probably seen me make this before, but I haven't made it in a very long time. So what we're gonna do is, in our rice cooker, we're just gonna take some brown rice, and this is just regular old Walmart brand brown rice. We're gonna take 2 cups of brown rice. I'm gonna go ahead and measure that out, get that rinsed, throw that into the pot. We're gonna do a little over about 1 to 1.5 cups of the carrots. We're going to chop up an onion. So we're gonna do, I'm a little high on there. So I'm gonna chop up this onion, again, 1 to 1.5 cups. And then I'll probably go a little shy on the celery. You guys know, if you've been following me for a while, not a huge celery fan, but celery does bring out the flavor in this rice dish. Now the good thing is that if you are doing the purple plan, this is gonna come out to be 0 smart points because I am using just veggies and brown rice. If you're doing green or blue, it's gonna be 3 smart points for 1 cup of this, so a full cup. Because of the fact that we're using so many veggies, it's going to bulk this up and you're gonna save some points. So definitely, if not tried this, give this one a try. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some of this ready, and then I'll cut back and we'll get started at throwing this one together. I also wanted to share with you while I am pulling this together, when I measure out my rice, I just do 1 to 1. I don't pull out that crazy little rice measuring cup. I don't know, every time I've tried to use that, it's been really hard for me to pull together and get the measurements correct on this. So I'm gonna measure out 2 cups of rice just in my regular measuring cup, and that's what I'm gonna use for the rest. So we'll just kind of keep things consistent, and bonus, you don't mess up a lot of dishes when you're doing this. Now, another quick tip for you, today's gonna be full of tips. I'm in a tip mood. Make sure that your dishwasher is emptied before you get started on any meal prep, because of the fact that the worst thing that you can do is meal prep for a couple hours and then have to turn around and unload the dishwasher and reload the dishwasher. And I'm sure you know the routine. So just kind of wanted to throw that in there. Let me go ahead and get this rice rinsed, then I'll jump back. All right, so since I have a little helper still here today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set her up a little chopping station while I work on some other stuff. I'm gonna put a wet paper towel underneath the cutting mat to kind of keep it from slipping a little bit. Decide which knife I want to give her. Do you want a big one?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I'll give her this nice yellow one here. And I'm just going to go ahead and have her cut up the carrots. How about all these?
Just chop them all?
Chop them all. Can't go wrong with extra carrots, right? All right, so I want you to cut them probably this size. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna let her go ahead and get started. Here, I'll pan you up a little bit. So she's gonna get that started. We're gonna continue back over here. Trying to jiggle you too much. All right, so we'll get you back over here and get this started. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw my rice in here. It's got a little bit of water in it, but that's okay. That's not gonna make a difference. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put 2 more cups of water in here. And I'm going to be using this Better Than Bouillon here today. And I'm just going to go ahead and mix some of this up so that the veggie rice has a nice chicken flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed up. And then we're going to cut up the celery and the onions. And then I'll cut back before I throw everything in. So stay tuned. Okay, so as my partner in crime over there is already done with her carrots, what I'm going to do is go ahead and slice up these celery sticks here. And I'm going to hand these over to her and let her go ahead and cut these next. So I will steal her carrots, pop those into our rice cooker, give her, doesn't matter, you don't need to. So she has her celery, so I'm going to go ahead and get the onion cut, and then we'll get this recipe started. And I like to always start with, you know, some of the items that take a little longer to cook because of the fact that this can be cooking off to the side while I'm getting everything else ready. And it's one less thing that I have to contend with. So anytime you're doing any type of meal prep, I'm sure you already know this, but anytime you're doing any type of meal prep, always take the things that cook the longest, prep those first, because that way once you're getting everything else done, then those can be done as well. And if you see back here in the background, I have my cold brew brewing, so this will be ready tomorrow so that I can have my iced coffee in the evenings or afternoons or whenever I decide to have it. So that was something that I had done this morning just to kind of get that started and ready to go. So hang tight and we'll come back. Okay, so far we have our 2 cups of brown rice rinsed. We have about a cup and a half of chopped carrots. I've got some onions going in now. We're going to throw in some celery. And I definitely went shy on the celery because it's just not my favorite. I like a little extra flavor from it, but not my thing. All right, I'm gonna add some extra water to our Better Than Bouillon. We're gonna pop that in next. All right, got that in. So the only thing now that we need to do is hit the brown rice button and get this one started. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. We're going to hit the brown rice button and then we're going to let this thing go and we'll get started on the next item. Alright, next up I'm going to go ahead and throw together my overnight oats. You guys have seen me do this a million times, but I'll show you one and then I will continue on and get the rest of these done. Well, I'm actually going to have my helper do it, but if you have one of these canning funnels, it's so easy to just kind of put your stuff in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in about a 1/3 cup of old-fashioned oats, and I just buy that in the, I don't know, 10-pound container at Costco. So 1 scoop of that. I'm going to throw in a dash of cinnamon, dash or 2. Then I'm going to throw in a 1/3 cup of unsweetened vanilla almond milk. And I do prefer the vanilla almond milk versus the other, just the plain almond milk. I don't know, it just gives it a different flavor. Let's see if I can make sure that I'm in the screen there. All right, so about a 1/3 cup of that. And then I have some water in this cup here, so I'm going to throw in about a 1/3 cup of this water. And then I'm going to add some frozen fruit. There you go. And it's super simple. I mean, usually what I do is I just do this in an assembly line. So first I put in the first thing and then the second thing. It just makes it super easy. But I have, I don't know, a 1/2 cup measuring cup here. I just add it in just until it looks good. That looks about fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and make 3 more of these, and that's going to give me 4 breakfasts that I'm ready to go with. Now I do work from home 1 day a week, so that I usually have eggs and toast on that day, so I really only need 4 breakfasts for the week. So I'm going to go ahead and get my helper on this section here, and then I will start prepping our next item. Okay, so here are my 4 overnight oats that I have ready, and then somehow that turned into Nana. This really makes me want a smoothie, so smoothie it is. We're gonna throw together a smoothie for her, and then we'll continue on with our meal prep. All right, so next up we're gonna go ahead and roast some vegetables, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw some frozen veggies onto a sprayed cookie sheet, and I'm gonna throw some seasoning on it. I might throw a little bit of cooking spray on the actual veggies too. So let's go ahead and get those started, and at least we will have these ready to go. It's always a treat of trying to figure out how you're supposed to open this stuff, isn't it? All right. So I really like this one because it has different things on it. It has like the, hold on, let me get it out here and then I'll tell you. Here we go. So it's the broccoli Normandy. It has some squash, it has carrots, it has some broccoli, it's got some cauliflower. I'm gonna just go ahead and leave these in the big chunks here. Did I spray my pan? No. Hold please. Sometimes I think I just like washing dishes. So let's start this over. Here's a pan. Here's some spray. Some days I crack myself up. All right, so we've got the spray on there. I'm gonna redump the veggies on here. Trying to get them off the tray and they're already frozen. They're sticking to my tray already. All right. And again, once I get these cooking, I'll go ahead and give these a stir so that I can break up those vegetables. So I'm just go ahead and give that another quick little spray. The seasoning that I want to use today is my brown sugar bourbon, and this one is so good. This is one of my favorite McCormick blends. Just gonna go ahead and shake some of that on. All right, so that's good. We're gonna go ahead and get this into a 375-degree oven. And then I'm just gonna let it go ahead and roast. I'll check it in about 20-25 minutes, see where it's at, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so next up I'm gonna go ahead and make my chicken. I did go ahead and purchase the chicken breast tenderloins because I figured those would cook up a lot quicker. And so I'm gonna go ahead and make these. And I'll be using my Starfrit indoor smokeless grill. If you guys have not seen me use this before, I did an unboxing review. I'll try to remember to link that below, but love, love, love this indoor grill. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my chicken breast thawed, and then I will go ahead and get some seasonings out and we'll get these on the grill. All right, so I got our vegetables out of the oven. I'm gonna now add just some salt and pepper. I just have my regular salt and pepper shakers out here. So I'm gonna get some salt and pepper on them, and I'm gonna throw them right back in the oven. All right, so next up, we are going to go ahead and pull our grapes off the stems, and then we're going to put them in baggies so that they're ready to go throughout the week. So I'm gonna have my helper, who we will call Allison, go ahead and get started on that. So she's just gonna pull the grapes off of the stems and leave them in the water, and then as she's done with that, then we will rinse them one last time and then get them into the baggies. So we've got the red grapes, and then we also have some, green grapes, which we're gonna do next. So once we get those done, I'll show you our final results in the bags. Okay, so while she was working on the grapes, our rice just beeped. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this. Check it out. Nice fluffy brown rice. Look at all those yummy veggies in there. It's one of my favorite parts about having this rice is it's so good. I mean, just so good. All right, so we're gonna have to let this completely cool before we put this into our containers. So I'm just gonna leave the top off of this. We're gonna get this unplugged and set it aside. And then once that comes to room temperature, hopefully I'll be able to put our meal or my lunches together. We're gonna get started on the chicken in just a second, and then I'm not sure. I'm not sure what else I'm going to do. So let's stay tuned. Let me kind of take inventory of what else I need to get done, and we'll go from there. All right, so here are our bags of grapes. I think we have 16 bags in total. The ones on this side are going home with my granddaughter. Her mom stopped by, so we stole her grapes so we could prep those for them. And then those are mine over there, so that I'll have those for my lunches. So we're gonna go ahead and get these bagged up and then get started on our chicken. All right, so I almost forgot, I did boil some eggs yesterday, so I did those in my Instant Pot. So I have 6 eggs ready to go just for the week, so I'll probably go ahead and take one of these per day just as an extra little protein snack as I get going. So I wanted to give you a quick little shot of that. All right, so here are our vegetables. They're all done, so I'm gonna go ahead again and let these cool off. They look so good. They actually smell very fragrant. I love the smell of roasted veggies. So we've got those ready. Next up, I think we're gonna get our chicken on, so let's go. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and plug in our grill. So we've got that ready to roll when we get our chicken ready. Now, I know some people will say that the chicken tenderloins are not technically the chicken breast and somehow they scan differently. To me, if it's white chicken, and which this is just a piece of the chicken breast to me. So I count it as 0. If you want to count this, let your weight loss be your guide. But again, I use this and I categorize it just like I do chicken breast. So I always like to say that because I know I always get a comment in the comments that this is not 0 smart points. So I'm gonna add in some pepper, some salt, and some of this brown sugar bourbon. I figure since I already put this on the vegetables that I'll just go ahead and stay with the same flavoring. Just gonna pop this on here. And then I'm gonna get my tongs. We're gonna, well, I'm gonna wait till this actually heats up a little bit. And then I'm gonna spray it with some cooking spray. So this is our cooking spray of the day. I looked all over for that butter spray, couldn't find it anywhere, so I was super excited to get my hands on it. So we're just gonna give that a second, let this heat up. Once that heats up, I'll pop back on and I'll show you our fun grill. All right, so we got a pretty good heat. It feels really hot, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spray my grill here. Then I'm also gonna spray this side off to the side because I thought since I had those onions left over, I'm just gonna go ahead and grill some onions on there too. Now our chicken is slightly frozen, which is fine. Still gonna grill it just the same. Put that on there. Gonna get our next 4 pieces out. Get them seasoned up. Show you what I'm going to do with the onions real quick, and then I'll get the rest of this on the grill, and then I'll pop back on in a few minutes because nobody really wants to watch chicken go as they go through. All right, so I'm just going to throw some pepper onto my onions, a little bit of salt. I don't think I really need anything else. Then I'm just going to go ahead and pop those right on this side grill over here. One of the cool things about this grill pan is it's nice having these little side features here. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the other side ready. I wasn't sure how many onions I had in here, so go ahead and get these onions grilling. I don't know, they just sound good. You can't go wrong with grilled onions, right? Oh, they'll smell phenomenal already. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and let this cook. Like I said, I'll pop back on here in a few minutes and give you a sneak peek of what that looks like once I get everything else on. All right, so we have our chicken and our onions on the grill. It's smelling amazing in here, so I will come back and check in once I flip this over, so stay tuned just a little while longer, and we'll show you how things are coming along. I think I'm going to be super excited for my lunches this week, and I think all my girlfriends at work are going to be super jealous because yum, you can't go wrong with some just a good lunch. I mean, I don't know, tell me in the comments if you prep a really good lunch, and then you go to work and you're super excited, you can't wait till lunchtime. So, I mean, periodically I will do that, so it just makes me super excited when that happens. So let me know in the comments. All right, I'm gonna give these a flip. Are you guys ready for this? This is always the super exciting part. You can tell how well this grill works. Check it out. How delicious does that look? So yummy! All right, that one I'm gonna wait on. I knew those two back ones were ready, so. Yeah, here we go. You can definitely get 4 full-size chicken breasts on here, just really easily. Just gonna go ahead and flip that. We'll come back and watch that one a little while. All right, look at our onions. You guys see those? Super yummy. All right, so we're gonna let they keep going and I will come back. Okay, I thought I'd bring you in just for a little better close-up. Look at that. So good, right? All right, our chicken is coming along really well. I think a couple of the smaller pieces might be done, and that bigger piece that was a little more frozen, I'm gonna have to let that cook a few more minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish cooking this chicken. I'm gonna get it off the grill, and then I'll pan back over and show you what that looks like on the plate, and then I will wait until this starts to cool off, and we will go ahead and plate our lunches for the week. I don't think I'm going to really do much more. If you caught my video over the weekend for the banana s'mores loaf, if I need anything sweet, I have that. And I also found some new apples. And they look really good. So I'm going to go ahead and have some apples this week. They were called Ruby something. If I remember, I'll put it here in the bottom. But they looked really good, so I thought I would have those this week too in my lunch bag. So I really don't think I need to prep anymore. And my problem is that sometimes when I start doing Sunday prep, I prep way too much, and then I turn around and have way too much food, and then I don't eat it all, and then it just kind of gets wasteful from there. So I'm trying to be better about that and, you know, guesstimate the exact amount that I'm going to need for the week. So stay tuned and I will show you the final lunches when I'm ready. Okay, our chicken just got done. Look at that. Looks like I just pulled it off the grill outside, right? I mean, I know it's an indoor grill, but I'm just shocked at how well this thing cooks. I mean, I'm really, really shocked. If you, I think I said this before, I'll put my unboxing review of the Starfrit grill below in the comments. They were nice enough to send this one to me, and I'm telling you, I just totally love it. If you guys have ever heard me talk about my skillets with the rock, it's the same material. This is the same rock brand, just in an electric grill. So love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, look at my onions. Oh, look at those, look so good. Like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do with those yet, but grilled onions, you can't go wrong with it. So, all right, one last look. And then I will come back and show you how my lunches look, so stay tuned. All right, I'm not sure which container I want to use yet. I think I'm going to put the chicken on this side and the rice and the veggies on this side. Just thought we'd kind of test it out and see how to make that work. I think that if I do it here, it might go a little better. We're going to kind of play with it. You know, I like having the different size containers because it does make it easier to kind of work with when you're doing things. Next up is I'm going to go ahead and start putting those veggies in. Just going to throw some on top of here. I just thought I might add to it just to kind of kick it up a notch. All right, I like that. I'll put those in the middle since I have the extra room. Okay, I think I'm going to use the two-sided. I think I like that better. It's always a give and take, right? All right, the last thing I'm going to add to it is the chicken. And I've got my chicken here. Just gonna add 2 pieces of chicken to each container. So that's where I'm gonna run into the problem, but I think I'll be okay. Yep, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill up 2 more of the 2 section 1. And I think that'll be perfect. All right, so I'll come back and show you my final when we're done, so hang tight. Okay, so here is 4 of my lunches, and again, I only needed 4 lunches for this week, so this is what they look like. So you've got my rice underneath the veggies here, 2 pieces of chicken on each. And this is probably way more than I'm going to eat at lunch, but again, I would rather have a little extra food than have to worry about, you know, being hungry and, again, hitting that stupid snack machine. So my lunches are going to be 0 smart points on the purple plan this week. Now, if you were doing green, you would have to count the points for the chicken and the rice. Again, the rice on both green and blue are going to be 3 smart points for a full cup. And then the chicken, I'm going to guesstimate at like 5 ounces. So if you're on the blue plan, your chicken will be 0. And then if you're on the green plan, I think the chicken's going to be about 4 or 5 points. Please, please, please put that in your tracker and just double check that on your own. So, all right, the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mix up some powdered peanut butter and some vanilla protein, or maybe I'll do chocolate protein powder. I'm going to mix those up into containers so that I can take those into work so that I can do a protein iced coffee for my afternoon snack if I wanted. I'm probably only going to do 3 of those, so hang tight and I'll take you along with me on that one before I wrap this up. And oh my goodness, I almost forgot. I have been trying to figure out what to do with my lids, and check this out. Found this at Menards. Fits my lids in there, 1 extra one, but I mean, for the most part, it keeps them very nice and consolidated. And when I am, sorry about that. I have a couple extra bowls in there. I haven't figured out what to do with yet. So you can see the rest of my storageware down here. But at least now when I'm opening this cabinet, things aren't flying out at me. So as I was putting away my extra containers that I pulled out, I was like, oh no, I wanted to show you guys this. I think this was $9.99 at Menards. And again, super excited I found that, because that is going to make my life so much easier. Again, I don't know how many days that I've opened this cabinet to pull out, you know, just a container or something, and then the lids kept falling out, and I just didn't have any type of organization system for that whatsoever. So, yay for me. All right, let me get those smoothies ready. All right, so the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and pre-mix up our smoothies. I really have been liking the chocolate peanut butter, kind of reminds me of a Reese cup smoothie lately. And what I like to do is just throw it in my lunch bag so that if I want one, I don't have one every day, but if I want one, I could take an iced coffee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my iced coffee when it's finished brewing. I'm going to let that go 1 more day just so it steeps really well. Then I'll fill up just a small container, just a little small container of the coffee. And then what I like to do is I like to take my Quest chocolate protein powder, and I take 1 scoop of that, which is 1 smart point on all plans. So I just pop that into these are Glad containers. So pop that in there. Hopefully you can see that. Yep, we can see that. All right, so then I have some powdered peanut butter, just the PB2. And I just keep this on my counter. Allison, can you grab my other one? I keep this one on my counter. And then I also keep my vanilla protein powder because I'm using my vanilla quite a bit. So I keep those 2 just in mason jars so that I have those ready to go. So if I need something, I don't have to continually go and grab my jars. And I always keep these next to my NutriBullet. So I'm just going to go ahead and get 1 tablespoon of the PB2. 1 tablespoon is 1 smart point. So we have 2 smart points so far. Again, all plans. I just throw the tops on these. And again, it's all about convenience. If you have this stuff ready to go, it's less thinking that you have to do during the week, and it's just a grab and go situation. So I have those ready. And then what I do is I have some unsweetened vanilla almond milk, just the kind from Costco. I will fill up a half a cup, so probably about 5 ounces. If you do a whole cup, it's going to cost you a point, and I kind of don't want to really have a 3-point smoothie, so what I do is I just do a 2-point smoothie. So I will fill that up to my 5-ounce mark. And then when I get to work, I'll fill it up more with water. And I have this Contigo cup, but it's like really big and bulky, so I just steal the little shaker ball out of it, pop it in here, and then it's good to go. So I'm ready to go. I can just take this and this with my little container of coffee, and then I've got a smoothie, a 2-point protein coffee. You know, I mean, it's all the rage right now. A lot of people are going to get the cold brew from like Starbucks or McDonald's, and they dump in, you know, a protein shake. This is just a quick, easy way for me to always have it on hand. And I just throw this in the fridge at work when I get there. So that's it. I've got everything ready. I'm going to take you off the tripod here. Try not to shake it too much. And then I have my 3 smoothies ready to go. I'll just fill this up every day, so I don't really need to kind of make those. I have my 4 lunches, which I'm going to pop the tops off of those and let those finish cooling. I have 2 containers of the leftover rice, and these containers, let me see if I can get the lighting on this. I can't get the measurements. It's either a 6 or an 8 cup. I can't see it right now. But I have 2 of those ready, and I'll have one of these for dinner this week. My husband likes this rice too. So we'll have one, you know, one for dinner, and I'll figure out what to do with the other ones, even if I share it with a friend. And then my onions here that we'll just kind of put on something later in the week. So that's it. I got my grapes done. I got my breakfast done. I've got my smoothies done. I'll throw some stuff in my lunch bag. Stay tuned. I'll do a what I ate today video later in the week, and you'll see how this looks in my lunch bag and how it goes. I'd like to say a thank you to my helper Allison today, because she was a great help, and I think I got this done much quicker. So the next thing we have to do is we have to clean up our last couple of dishes here, finish loading up the dishwasher, and then I am going to call it a night. I guess I have to feed my husband some dinner sometime soon, so maybe not so much call it a night, but close enough. All right, so with that said, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.